Most people think 10,000 steps is the magic number for health and weight loss. But here's the truth. That number was never based on science at all. It actually started as a marketing campaign in Japan back in the 1960s to sell pedometers. So does that mean walking 10,000 steps is a myth? Not quite. The fascinating part is that modern research shows something even better. You don't need to hit exactly 10,000 steps to see results, but the more you move, the more your body transforms. And today, we're going to break down exactly what happens to your body when you walk anywhere between 5,000 and 15,000 steps per day. From your metabolism and fat loss to your sleep, mood, and long-term health, we'll look at what really changes as you increase your steps. Stick around until the end, because I'll share how to know which step count is right for you and how to actually make it sustainable without spending hours on a treadmill. Section 1. 5,000 steps, the bare minimum. Let's start with the baseline of 5,000 steps. That's roughly 2.5 miles, or about 45 to 60 minutes of casual walking throughout your day. Now here's where things get interesting. Researchers often consider fewer than 5,000 steps per day as sedentary. That's when you spend most of your time sitting, driving, or just not moving much at all. At this level, you might burn about 200 calories from walking. Not a huge number, but still enough to improve circulation and prevent the stiffness that comes from sitting all day. Even light walking lowers blood sugar spikes after meals and keeps your joints lubricated. Think of it like this. Walking 5,000 steps a day is like putting your body in maintenance mode. It's not enough for major fat loss, but it keeps the engine running so things don't break down. And here's the important part. If you're currently averaging around 2,000 or 3,000 steps, bumping yourself up to 5,000 can already lower your risk for heart disease and diabetes. But if you want to feel real changes in energy and mood and start tipping the scale toward fat loss, you'll want to go beyond that 5,000 steps mark. So let's see what happens when you hit the next milestone. Section 2. 7,500 steps. The first real health boost. Once you hit about 7,500 steps per day, things start to shift. Studies from Harvard and the National Institutes of Health show that walking at least 7,500 steps per day is strongly linked to lower mortality risk. In plain English, that means you're lowering your risk of dying early just by walking more. At this level, you're burning closer to 300 to 350 calories per day from walking. Over a week, that's the equivalent of burning off nearly a full pound of fat without changing your diet at all. But the benefits go beyond calories. Blood pressure begins to improve, resting heart rate goes down, and your body becomes more efficient at managing blood sugar. People who average 7,500 steps also report fewer mood swings and more stable energy throughout the day. And here's a fun fact. Just reaching 7,500 steps daily is where researchers saw the biggest improvement in longevity. Going from 2,000 steps to 7,500 had a massive effect, while going from 7,500 to 10,000 gave a smaller but still meaningful boost. At this stage, you're not just walking for weight management, you're walking for youthfulness. You're actively slowing down the aging process inside your cells. Now you might be thinking, if 7,500 is already so powerful, what makes 10,000 steps such a big deal? Let's break it down. Section 3. 10,000 steps, the popular benchmark, the famous 10,000 steps. The number everyone talks about. Like I mentioned earlier, it started as a marketing slogan, but here's the twist. Later research showed it actually does make a big difference. At 10,000 steps, you're looking at about 4 to 5 miles of walking, depending on your stride. That translates to burning roughly 400 to 500 calories a day from walking alone. Now that might not sound like much, but think about it. A 500-calorie daily deficit adds up to 35 calories in a week, which is about 1 pound of fat. That's steady, sustainable weight loss simply from walking. Beyond fat loss, this is where metabolism really begins to shift. Walking 10,000 steps a day increases something called NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That's just a fancy term for all the calories your body burns outside of formal workouts. The more you move, the more your body expects to move, and the more energy it burns throughout the day. People at this step count also report less bloating and better digestion because walking helps regulate blood sugar and moves food through your digestive system more efficiently. Here's a practical way to picture it. Walking 10,000 steps is like burning off a large slice of pizza every day, without ever having to step foot in a gym. But let's say you want to accelerate results, or you've hit a plateau. This is where going beyond 10,000 really pays off. Let's look at the 12,000 step range. Section 4, 12,000 steps. The fat loss accelerator. Walking 12,000 steps a day is where fat loss starts to accelerate. At this point, you're covering roughly 6 miles and burning between 550 and 650 calories daily. And the research backs this up. Studies have shown that people who consistently walk 12,000 steps per day have lower body fat percentages and higher lean muscle mass compared to those who only hit 7,000 or 8,000. Why? Because at this range, walking isn't just movement anymore. It's a daily workout that conditions your muscles, strengthens your cardiovascular system, and revs up your metabolism. Another key benefit here is appetite regulation. Walking at this level helps balance hormones like ghrelin and leptin, which control hunger and satiety. Translation: you're less likely to overeat because your body is naturally signaling you more accurately when you're full. This is also the range where people start noticing real changes in how their clothes fit, even if the scale doesn't move dramatically right away. Inches start coming off the waist, posture improves, and energy levels rise. If you've been stuck at a plateau or struggling with stubborn fat, increasing your steps to 12,000 can be the simplest and most natural way to break through. But what if you push all the way up to the top by walking 15,000 steps per day? That's where the transformation really becomes lifestyle-driven. Section 5, 15,000 steps, the lifestyle transformation. Walking 15,000 steps a day might sound extreme, but in reality, this is just daily life for people in more active professions. Postal workers, waiters, or agricultural laborers often average 15,000 steps or more, and studies show they have almost zero signs of metabolic syndrome, things like high blood pressure, obesity, or insulin resistance. At 15,000 steps, you're burning 650 to 800 calories per day just from walking. That's the equivalent of a full meal. Over the course of a month, that adds up to nearly 24,000 calories, close to 7 pounds of fat burned, simply from walking. The benefits don't stop at fat loss. Walking this much dramatically lowers stress levels by reducing cortisol, the stress hormone. It also improves sleep quality because you're expending more energy during the day and regulating your circadian rhythm more effectively. And here's something a lot of people overlook. Walking this much also reshapes your lifestyle. You become someone who moves constantly, parking farther away, taking the stairs, enjoying long walks with friends or family. This isn't just about losing weight anymore. It's about adopting a way of living that keeps your body lean, your mind clear, and your energy steady. So now the question becomes, how do you know which step goal is right for you? Section 6. How to choose the step goal that is right for you. Here's a simple framework. If you're a beginner or someone who sits most of the day, aim for 7,500 to 8,000 steps. That's enough to lower health risks and build a foundation. If your goal is weight loss, target 10,000 to 12,000 steps. That's the sweet spot where calorie burn and appetite regulation really begin to kick in. But if you want a complete lifestyle transformation, aim for 15,000 steps. It's challenging, but if you enjoy walking and can fit it into your routine, it pays off massively in long-term health. The key is to build up gradually. Don't jump from 3,000 steps to 12,000 overnight. Add an extra 1,000 to 2,000 steps each week. Take short walking breaks, go for after-dinner strolls, or listen to audiobooks while walking. Small adjustments make it sustainable. So there you have it. From the baseline of 5,000 steps, to the powerful 7,500 range, to the popular 10,000 benchmark, all the way to the transformative 15,000 steps, your daily movement quite literally shapes your health, your energy, and your future. If this video gave you a new perspective, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more natural health strategies that actually work. And share this with a friend who's trying to move more, because sometimes just a few extra steps can change their life forever. Thank you for watching, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video.